Our presence here today is part of an initiative that was started a couple of years ago with the Parliament of Ghana. This afternoon's meeting, which is examining the annual statements by audit committees at the MDAs, etc., is a very important one. We all recognize that it is crucial for the committee to perform its oversight role in ensuring efficiency and effectiveness and compliance with the public financial management systems and acts. This is an opportunity for Acepa, GSS, some of my colleagues to engage local government. And it reminds me of engagements we had with the local government committee earlier when Ghana Parliament was starting in the Fourth Republic. The work you do this weekend, no matter how small, and other roles that you perform as a committee, when done well, it has the potential of impacting and giving hope to a little child living maybe in Salaga in the northern region or a boy in the Volta region, whose future in life would depend on some of these decisions and actions that are taken by the Parliament of Ghana.
Let's all take note that this is the first time members of parliament are being asked to undertake this responsibility, which has always been ours, but we'll never be able to create the sort of formula and the guidelines for effectively discharging this function.
The first meeting we had in Parliament with the Internal Audit Committee was quite insightful, and I believe that this idea of looking at mechanism to look at the framework to look at the internal audit report coming from the district and RCC was quite clear on the minds of members. And I'm happy that leadership have taken this giant step by coming this far, by making it a reality. I believe that our oversight responsibility won't be the same after this important workshop.
The audit committee members are high-level institutions, and they are expected to put a check on the system and make sure that all audit recommendations are working. Within the scheme of affairs, the audit committees are chaired by external independent chartered accountants who are supposed to be our eyes on the ground. The interesting thing is that annually they submit reports. A copy comes to Parliament, a copy goes to the Office of the President, a copy comes to the Internal Audit Agency, a copy goes to the Auditor General. The interesting thing is that this report gives us a baseline, but most of the institutions that receive this report do not interrogate it. So I was particularly very happy when the Right Honourable Speaker referred the Parliament's copy to the committee and the committee invited me. The very day they invited us to appear before them, I realized that Ghana, we are going somewhere. The assemblies are supposed to mobilize resources, for which reason the audit committees are there. But again, most assemblies in Ghana mobilize revenue instead of resources. So even though you consider their audit committee report, you will realize that there will be issues of revenue leakages. Please, when they appear before you, push them and then get them to comply with the constitutional requirement for mobilizing resources, which is more expanded than revenue. The Auditor General reported that 21.4% of the total funds of the 258 MMDAs represent IGF. So what it means is that 78.6%, over 79% of the Assembly's funds came from central government sources. And this is very serious. It means if central government is not able to get money for the assemblies, nothing will happen. I have come up with a proposed content for your final report to the House. Ideally, you should have an introduction and executive summary. Ideally, you should have the number of AC reports you have received and considered as a committee. Ideally, you should have the number of AC reports, the meetings that all the AC reports you considered did. You can have a table for that. And the number of recommendations they considered, number of recommendations they have implemented and value.
You mentioned failure to submit audit reports. What has happened to those institutions which failed to submit the audit report. No such thing. And they'll continue to be at post. It becomes business as usual.
If you look at the defunct RX, where the presiding members were chairing RX, with the promulgation of the Public Financial Management Act, the RX has been restructured into audit committees. And now, presiding members have been taken off, and they are not members of the committee, they are not chairmen, and they are neither members of the committee. What has informed the recomposition of the RX into audit committees?
The reason the presiding member was taken out of the, not out in totality, but from chairmanship of the audit committee, the newly constituted audit committee, is that the presiding member is seen as part of the assembly. And some of the expenses, he approved the budget and he benefits from the budget. And corporate governance requires that you should have an institution that will put a check on the system. So it is not only the assemblies. When you look at the entire public sector, audit committees of all institutions are chaired by outsiders, not the board chairman.
Honourable members, first let me express my gratitude to all of you for coming in for this workshop, which we ourselves have been looking forward to for quite a long time.
Honorable Chairperson, we are happy that we have this maiden collaboration with your committee, and it is our hope that we can have further deliberations to explore concrete ways in which our project can meet your data needs.